Look who is back in the garage, finally. So SRS have knocked up my fab work, and Jesse has got this tune feeling really good. But before we delve into that, I gotta go take some tires to get swapped onto the back of the Sora, because those ones are Tostitos. Put them in the back for now. I don't think that would fit in the boot anyway. Oh my god, they've been sitting for a while. Spider webs everywhere. Oh shit. Yeah, Sora is manual now as well, so that's been fun. It's been maybe 2-3 months since we've done that. It has been so much better. Holy shit, if you have a Sora and it's auto and you're thinking about doing a manual swap, do it. It's friggin' sick. Yeah. Sora in at bow repairs, getting the tires switched out. Come see Brandon if you need your tires switched out. Look at these Tostitos. Yeah, getting a bit too bald to be running on the street. It's a fine waiting to happen right there. And Sora is back home with new tires on the back. Let's talk about this thing and I'll give you an update on everything that's happened with it. So after what's felt like forever, this thing is finally back at home and tuned and running well, and so far so good. So basically, if you aren't familiar with this, this is my 3S GTE swapped ST204, known as Braaps. And yeah, it's pretty sick. So motor got pulled out, forged bottom end, spool, H-beam rod, CP pistons, 1/2 mil oversize, flat 9 compression. The head is a stock ported head with GSC 274 cams and valve train to assist, revving that to 8200 RPM. Got the, I don't even know what to sort of call this turbo. It used to be a CT20B. It's been all ported, new cores and stuff. So at this point, I guess the closest thing you could spec it to is like a 3071. So yeah, probably a less efficient 3071, let's say that. Yeah, there's definitely room for improvement on the turbo side of things. Could definitely get something more modern, but the current wheels that are in it are much bigger and much more aerodynamic, and obviously far more capable than what the stock ones have. It actually has a bigger front housing to accommodate for the width and diameter of the new wheel that's in there. The stock housing was far too small, but it's still stock location, stock ported rear turbine housing. Obviously downpipe intercooler pipes were made by SRS, Street Race Solutions, here in Toowoomba. Awesome shop. They also wired in my flex fuel sensor. Jesse has done all the tuning on this motor, this setup. So what else is new? So Mick from SRS welded in these bungs for me to run my catch can. So we just got like a 2-litre Raceworks catch can to the intake from the top to pull vacuum, and there's also a braided hose and fittings underneath there for my idle air control valve. That goes to my intercooler as well. Gen 4 side feed intake now instead of the center feed. And shit, what else? I think that's mostly it for upgrades. And the injectors and the fuel pump. 1200cc top feed ATS injectors and a Walbro 400 pump now instead of the 255. Now have 4-pot ST205 front calipers, and the twin pots on the back. Do have a video on how to get those to fit on a ST204, so check that out. I'll fire it up in a second, but as for what it's currently making on 22 PSI on E85 It's currently making 280 kilowatt, which is 376 horsepower. So that's pretty good for so far. We're going to sort out the boost by gear and put some more pounds into top. So probably going to push it to like 24, 25 PSI, but take out boost in first and second, run like 15 PSI in first and second to help with traction, because this thing won't hook up at first gear at all. Second gear, it'll hook up if the tires are warm and the road is somewhat warm as well. And if I sort of half throttle it, but like it'll hook up at like 7,500 and then it'll pull really well until 8,200. And you shift into third, no problems with traction in third. That is what the GSC 274 cams sound like on the 3S GTE. That thing's just wicked, man. Those cams are dialed to the cam card as well for reference. So whatever the cam card said is what I have Brad at Precise Engines dial them into. So I'm very happy. It makes power earlier with this new turbo than the old setup did. Obviously the E85 helped with that as well, but it holds boost and power all the way up to 8,000 RPM, no problem. So I'm very happy with this setup at the moment. So far so good. That is where we're up to with Braaps. So very happy with how it drives. Plenty of power under the curve, and the off boost throttle response is way better than it was on the last motor. Again, that's probably thanks to the E85 and the superior tuning of Jesse at SRS. So let me turn this thing off. So like I was saying, so far so good with the car. Very happy to have it back at home. And it's a lot of, I don't even know how to describe it, and it's very happy for this thing to finally be back. We've been joking about, oh, let's take Braaps for a drive, haha, very funny, doesn't have an engine. It does, it has an engine now, and it's really good. It's so far so good. I don't want to jinx anything, but yeah, very happy with how it's been driving the last week or so. The alloy pipes in the front bar look really cool. I was going to get them powder coated black or Cerakoted black to match the intake and the upper intercooler and the whole turbo assembly, but no, actually I really like how the silver looks there. Looks really cool, and they're a pain in the ass to get off, so they can just stay there. But the whole experience with SRS, from the communication from Instagram to getting the car there initially. Any little issue that popped up, like there was a vacuum leak that they found and plugged for me as well. Wired in my flex fuel sensor, calibrated that, sorted out my throttle position sensor because it's a different one to the Gen 3 and Gen 4, so I think I had that pinned in backwards, so they sorted that out for me. To booking in the tuning and the cold start tuning, and just being absolute mad lads, basically. Well, that's basically the full update on Braaps. I think I've got some old clips in here as well of like, maybe when we were assembling the motor. I really can't remember. I did film some more stuff for this and then just didn't end up doing anything with the footage. So I might sprinkle it in through here, like some dyno runs as well, when we were ramping the boost up on the E85 tune. I dropped around and was pestering Jesse while he was tuning. So yeah, I got a couple runs of that. And well, that's basically it. That's my 3S GTE setup. 280 kilowatts at the moment. More to come. Please stay together. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Drop a dose, dude!